Very well, good afternoon everyone. On behalf of the team at Buxton Real Estate, I welcome you all to the auction at number 10, Ryecroft Court, Noble Park North. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Luke Young. It's my great honor to be auctioneer here today. Listing agent of this property are myself and Jackie. We've been assisting with your inquiries through the last 4 weeks. Hopefully we've answered all of your questions. And also today we've got our friendly colleague, Yang Ming Bruce is here to help us. And also our chief auctioneer, Calvin, is here to guide us through the bidding part of today's auction. It is our first pleasure to appreciate our lovely vendor for entrusting us for the sale of this great piece of real estate. To the neighbors in the crowd, thank you for coming and making this neighborhood of Noble Park North such a beautiful place to live in. To the buyers in the crowd, thank you for coming, and we wish you all the best in the bidding procedure. To the one lucky buyer, we congratulate you in advance on your assured purchase. If you need to be the lucky buyer today, very simple. All you need to do is bid. Make sure you hold that highest bid at all times, subject to reaching our vendor's reserve price. I will announce we're on the market, we sell to the highest bidder. I'll call it once, twice, 3 times buyers. If there are no further bids, the property will be knocked down. Once the property is knocked down, I cannot repeat the bidding, and you will miss out. If in the scenario, we're having to fall short of vendor's reserve price, very simple. We're going to pass in, we're going to negotiate first and only with the party that holds the highest bid. They will come into the property, they will speak to the owners. I'm fairly confident they will buy the property. Once again, you will miss out. So buyers, if you're here to buy today, it is crucial for you to hold that highest bid. As auctioneer, I must announce today's auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and other additional conditions that were made available at inspection before the start of today's auction. Our vendor do have a reserve price. As auctioneer, I'll be indicating bidders upon request, and please bid on behalf of the vendor, otherwise known as vendor bid. By law, only the auctioneer can make the vendor bid. If and when we decide to place those bids, we will simply and clearly announce the word vendor bid. The law prohibits false bids, major disruption to bidders, and bidders attempting to prevent us from bidding and thus private funds for such misconduct. Last but not least, with this contract, hence my hand, the property deemed sold, we will absolutely take no late bids, no late offers beyond that point. So buyers, please make sure you do not leave your bid until the last second. Alright, those are the rules which will bid and buy in the state of Victoria. The property we sell, we offer for you today is once again number 10, Ryecroft Court, Noble Park North. We sell to you via unconditional auction contract, which means no cooling off period. 10% is due and payable. Settlement is fairly flexible. Our vendor do agree settlement around 60, 90, all the way to 120 days. If you have other prior arrangement will made available between the vendor, please bid according to those terms. Alright, buyers and neighbors, welcome again. Before we get straight to the bidding part, let me quickly remind every one of you why you should be bidding and competing for such a beautiful opportunity. A 600 meters land situated in a quiet, cold location with a backyard facing to the north and right next to the reserve park. You could create a little private gate through the fence and use the reserve as if it's your own backyard. It has got a barbecue facility, a playground, and a football field. So you cannot find a better location, buyers. On the land, we have a fully renovated 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1 study, plus 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom granite flat. It is perfect for different types of buyers. Very, very suitable for a multi-generational family. Multiple living rooms. A study room could also be used as your home office. The kitchen and bathroom has been really renovated really well. And our vendor also recently updated the heating and cooling system. So everything has been done up for you to move in, unpack your bags, and call it home for many, many years. If you don't need the extra space for the granite flat, it could also be rented out for some extra rental income to help you to pay for the mortgage. If you're looking for investment property buyers, then look no further. I'm pretty sure many of the neighbors would agree with me. Noble Park North as a suburb has been experiencing great demand, great growth in recent years, and it will continue to do so. So your purchase here today will be absolutely a wise one. Location, second to none. We have a very easy access to Princess Highway, Eastlink, and Monash Railway. A short drive to Waverley Garden Shopping Centre, Springville Market, and also Noble Park Station. So once again, we have it all. We're also surrounded by good quality schools. Silverton Primary School is 300 meters on the Jackson's Road. Kawata College is 900 meters behind me. So think about all the precious time and effort on commuting if you're going to save if you have kids in those schools. All right, buyers, enough talking for me. You've all seen the property, love it. You're here to bid and buy. Let me quickly introduce Calvin to get the bidding started.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So where can I see a fair and reasonable start today with 10 Ryecroft Court in the heart of Noble Park North, ladies and gentlemen. Opening bid, opening offer, ladies and gentlemen. I don't mind where we start.
Bottle of champagne for the first bidder.
Yes, first of all, a bottle of champagne for the opening bidder.
$650.
$650 to the opening bidder here now. $650,000. Bottle of champagne to you. Don't worry, buyers. There's also a bottle of champagne for the winning bidder here today. So if you've missed out, don't worry. Make sure you buy the home. Hold the highest bid at all times at $650,000 at the moment here on my left-hand side. Love to see you participate, ladies and gentlemen, and buy this premium property in the heart of Noble Park North. Fully renovated, done up all for you to move in and enjoy. It's a turnkey property, ladies and gentlemen. You don't need to lift a finger. All you need to do is put your hand up and bid and move in. That's it. $670. Welcome to the bidding here, ma'am. That's $670,000. Back against you to my opening bid. 90? 80. 90, thank you, Bruce. 690 straight back at you over the top. That's $690,000. 700. 700 beats you to it. You're going to have to get your bids out quicker, ladies and gentlemen. That's $700,000 at the moment. That's $700,000. Thank you, sir.
We 710.
Got it out.
We 710.
710?
We already 710.
710? I heard it here first, Bruce. Let's go 720.
720.
720, thank you. 720 on the right. Back against you, sir. That's 730, thank you. Opening bid here. At 730. 30 already. 730 here. 730 here. 40. You think 40. 50. Thank you. 50. 50 now. 40. 50. Can I see 60 or more? That's 700.
60.
60 straight back at you, Bruce. 760. Let's go double 7. That's 70, thank you, Nick, at $770,000 at the moment, chipping away income of 10. That's $770,000 now. 80, thank you, at 780. Can I see 800? That's 780 now. That's $780,000 now, ladies and gentlemen. Plenty of buyers in the marketplace today. As you can see, at $780,000, so you miss out on this property here. You run the risk of paying more at future auctions as more buyers come onto the marketplace, and we're $780,000 at the moment. That's $780,000 now, chipping away increments of $10,000 at the moment at $780,000. That's $780,000 now. Going to court 3 times and prepare to miss out buyers at $780,000 now. For the first time now, $780,000. Second opportunity now at $780,000. For the third and final call now, that's $780,000. All done, all finished, all silent here now. That's $780,000. Holding the highest bid here on my left. That's
$785, no bidder.
$785, thank you, Luke. That's $785,000. 90 straight back at you, Luke. That's $790 now. That's $790,000. Holding the highest bid here at $790 on my left. That's $790,000. There's been, let me speak, about 6 of you engaged in bidding on this property here today at $790,000. At $790 now, buyers. Let's come back in strong at $790. In this location, walking distance to Waverley Gardens Shopping Centre, 790, easy access to the Eastern Freeway. And Monash Freeway at 790 here, Bruce, at 790. At 790, no, 790. That's $790,000. That's $790,000. They're opening bid here at 790. At 790, back against you, man. Can I see another bid here at 790? At 790 now. That's $790,000 now. On my left-hand side at 790, can I see 95 to see you back in, man? At $790,000. That's $790,000 here. Ladies and gentlemen, property prices, only one way that's going to go, ladies and gentlemen. It's only going to go up in an established suburb like this. Auction clearance rates heading up even as interest rates go up, ladies and gentlemen. You know, throw anything at the property market, throw a virus in it, throw a high interest rate, and guess what? Prices still keep going up. That's $790,000. That's $790,000, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think? That's $790. That's $790 on my left-hand side. Going to call 3 times and miss out. Prepare to miss out buyers at $790,000 now on my left. That's $790,000 now. Going to call 3 times here. First call now, $790,000. Second opportunity now.
95.
95, thank you. That's 795. That's 795 on the right hand side here.
800.
800 bang. 800 back in front here. 800. At 800 on my left. At $800,000 now on my left hand side. At 800 on my left and back against you, man. At $800,000. At $800,000 now on my left hand side here. At 800 back against you here. On the market and selling, ladies and gentlemen, $800,000. They'll be walking away with the keys here on my left-hand side at $800,000 if there's no further bids from the crowd. At $800,000 now on my left-hand side, back against you here, man, at $800,000 at the moment. At $800,000 now. At $800,000 now. Can I see another 5 to get you back in front? At $800,000. Prepare to miss out buyers. In the heart of Noble Park North here at $800,000, you got everything at your doorstep at $800,000. One of the suburbs where it's still affordable, ladies and gentlemen. One of the suburbs out there, over $1 million. Where can you find a renovated family home for under $1 million here? At $800,000 at the moment. At $800,000 here. At $800,000. $800,000. I just came from an auction, ladies and gentlemen, in Box Hill North. We were looking for 1.3 to 1.4, ended up selling for over 1.7. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, at only $800,000. It's still great value. At $800,000. Look at how many buyers there are competing for this property. So if you ever do decide to sell the property in the next 5, 10, 20 years, obviously we'll be able to recreate a much better situation with a better price, more buyers, as population growth surges in Victoria. If you open up the newspaper or read the news, more people coming to the country. At $800,000 at the moment, holding the highest bid here on my left. At $800,000 now. At $800,000, Luke will show you all the comparable sales and show you what you're missing out on now. I'm going to call it 3 times here and prepare to miss out buyers at $800,000 now. First call now at $800,000. Second opportunity now at $800,000 for the third and final call now at $800,000. Done our due diligence for our vendors here now. Still in, Luke says we're still in. The buyers are saying no, but Luke's saying yes at $800,000. At $800,000 now. I'll have to see you back in there. You did 5 last time, I'll take you back in. Bid $1,000. Get you back in front now. At $800,000 at the moment. Every bid counts. I know it hurts now. I'm at 2 here. 802. Thank you. At 802. At $802,000. Yang, what do you say?
Another 2,000 here.
Another 2,000 here. 804. 804. Bruce, what do you say? 804. 804 here. Can I see 6 or more?
Another 1.
1. 805. 805 now.
6.
6. Easy cards option. Didn't count in once. At 806. At 806 now. 806. 806. Back against you. 806. 806 here. And 806. At $806,000.
Another 2 on top.
Another 2. 808. 808, lucky number 8, ladies and gentlemen. 888 sounds even better. At $808,000 now. $808,000 can we see 10 at 808. At 808 triple O. 808 now, ladies and gentlemen, prepare to miss out. You should have bid it at 800. Now we're at 808. At $808,000 now.
Another one.
9. Back against you again. 10. 11. Did I say 11? 10 here. 810. 810 now. 11 gets you back in front at 810. At 810 now, chipping away in increments of 1 and 2s at the moment. You can switch up the strategy because 1s and 2s don't seem to be working. At $810,000 at the moment here. 810. 810. $810,000. At $810,000 now, to the 43 times. Prepare to miss out 5 at $810,000 now. First score now at 810. Second opportunity now at $810,000. For the third and final call now at $810,000. Holding the bit here on my left. You're in the box seat, sir. Just hang on. Looks like you might get 2 bottles of champagne here today. 810. Either you really like the property or you really like the champagne. At 810. At 810 now, ladies and gentlemen. At 810 now. 810. Let that be a lesson for you next time, ladies and gentlemen. You want to be the first bidder and the last bidder. Could be a trend here. $810,000 here. 810. Agents are working the crowd here, seeing if there's any potential bidders here. 810 at $810,000. Going to court 3 times here and miss our buys at $810,000. Just doing our due diligence for our vendors. We're selling your property and we'll be doing the same thing too. At $810,000 now. First call now, 810. Second opportunity now at $810,000. For the third and final call now at $810,000. Last opportunity here. We're going to be selling. Let the buyers know, Luke, we're selling now. On behalf of the team of Buxton Real Estate. Luke, Jackie, Yang have been the listing agents for this property, and they look forward to talking to you after the property. We're at $810,000. This property is selling. This property is selling. This property is, put your hands together to the new purchasers. This property is sold. Congratulations. Welcome to the neighbourhood. Congratulations to our vendors. Congratulations to our bidders. Congratulations to our purchasers. Thank you for attending another Buxton auction.